Mariah the Scientist is in the building. Can we get a round of applause from behind the cameras, y'all? Yeah, welcome, I guess, kind of back home. You done spent some time out here in New York City, but stepping in, I guess, man, a couple of weeks before we get some new music, the new album, and there's already some, passionate stories that you've put out there. But where's the heart at right now? Is it anxious? Is it excited? Is it?
I'm excited for sure.
Yeah.
I'm relieved, it's coming out. Maybe I keep telling myself, ooh, once it comes out, I could probably just like chill out, but it doesn't really look like that's everybody else's objective for me. So it's okay.
Yeah. But I mean, these stories are here. They are completed, and it's about to be the world's. But at the moment, you were writing and the fans loved. The lab is on it. It was the vulnerability, the stories that you have told, and now to know that we are going to get this body of work. I mean, what can we expect? More of the same?
10 songs, which is my usual, but it's not as short this time. A female feature, which is, I never had that on a project, which is great. Love that. Bridges. I usually kept my songs pretty short.
Yeah.
So in the sense of saying some of them are longer, some of them are like more of a compound song, or I do have bridges. I feel like people have strayed away from the bridge thing, so I tried to incorporate some.
Okay. Well, how about you help me with understanding the title and why are hearts sold separately?
So, it's like batteries not included.
Yes.
Kind of vibe. You know what I mean? And so I feel like for a child who owns a toy or goes to buy a toy, when you get the toy, you don't think to yourself, this is not going to work when I get home. I have to ask for something else. Yeah. There's more to it. You know what I mean? And I was reluctant to say heart sold separately because it implies that a heart can be bought. And I feel like maybe that's a particular connotation right now that love can be bought, which it can't be.
Yeah.
So it's either in it or it's not.
So you feel like that's what we as fans, as listeners of this body of work, we have to bring something to the table as well in order to match the energy of what we're going to get within these records here.
Right.
Yeah. That's a connection that's powerful to have that interaction with the fans and to know that you're allowing us to some degree complete your body of work. It's not finished unless we're interpreting things the way we want to as a songwriter to put your feeling into it and let people match that energy.
It's nice to be understood in those ways, but I do feel like the theme of my project being a lover and fighting for love and everything, and not really being able to have love without fighting for it, or not being able to even be a fighter per se without loving the art of fighting. You know what I mean? It's like I don't feel like it's one or the other. It's more like both.
It's a collaborative effort.
Right.
You got to meet somebody halfway. When it goes 75-25, this shit ain't never going to work. Yeah.
So I'm hoping that people, maybe if there are some people who don't look at it like that, maybe this project can give them some sort of perspective that can broaden their outlook. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. So also, before we started rolling the cameras here, got a little taste at Lollapalooza not too long ago. That was your first Lollapalooza?
It was my second.
Okay, so how did number 2 sit with you versus number 1?
It was a way bigger crowd. I do remember the first time it was a different stage.
Yeah.
And the crowd was good. The crowds have always been good, but I think just seeing more people at once singing it, or even when you're doing something, people gathering as you're doing it, especially if they aren't like necessarily familiar, I feel like it's flattering.
When you say that, that's interesting because I'd never had the chance to ask an artist. I was there on a different stage, and I mentioned it, and I promise you, there were so many people. The buzz was right. I didn't get to hear it. I didn't get to feel it. But people were like, yo, I mean, with Mariah, but there were some other folks. The Cat's Eye Girls they created a little moment out there as well.
I did see some of their choreography. That was cool.
That was cool, right? And to your point, you're saying watching people gather, that's got to feel so empowering to know that it's your story, your message that's turning people on now.
Yeah, I think that I feel like for a lot of performers, especially if you're doing a lot, you're dancing or you have like a big production, it's easier to get people to look that way.
Yeah.
But I think when it's just being that it was just me and a band and just only the music, I feel like it's really interesting to see people they're coming to listen to me.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like
They're
that's
coming
nice.
to feel,
Mhm.
you know, and that's a powerful, that's a gift that you have that we almost didn't get. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. That's true. I
Yeah.
think about that a lot too.
Really? So yeah, and what does that mean to you to know that this is the path that you're deciding to go down, and that you are really watering this plant, and that the world is they're picking these fruit
You
from
know, that's a good metaphor right there.
it.
Watering the plant and the fruitfulness that comes from it. I think in the beginning it was more I felt more of like a survivor's remorse, like, oh, I just jumped out on a limb with this idea and like now it's stuck, and now I'm like, I have to do this thing. I have obligations. I have signed a deal. I have to, you know, meet people. What's the word? I have to.
Well, I mean, it's the way I maybe take it, and hopefully I'm not putting words in your mouth, is it's not necessarily a responsibility or an obligation, but there are things that you have to do to kind of be a part of the business of it.
You have to water the plant, right?
Yeah.
So you get the plant, maybe you got the seed or you got the pot. And once you got the pot, you thought, oh my God, I have a pot.
I have a
Like
pot now.
it's lit. Like I have it. But no, it doesn't work like that.
No,
Literally,
not at all.
It doesn't work like that at all. But they don't tell you that. They don't tell you that until you they don't even tell you that after you've gotten the pot. You just have to wind up
figuring it out.
Seeing a stagnant plant, unless you're gonna do something about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I love how we went down this, but I feel every bit, and that's what I was hoping that I would receive as an answer. That we receive an answer is that there is some thought behind it, but it's a lot of heart that goes into it.
For sure.
Yeah. I want to swing to this record with Caliuchis. Damn, is it a crime? Right here in bold letters at the top of the card right here. Your vibe, but then how did that Latin influence that she brings to the world just be the one that it fit?
I just love her. Like, I love everything about her and her music. I have seen her live a few times. I had seen her live before we became friends.
Yeah.
And I've seen her live after we became friends. Even seeing her grow has been very interesting. I think I'm just a big fan of her artistry and just her personality and how it plays into her music. She's a very soft, feminine person, and I feel like she embodies that. It's very nice. Being her friend, she's a genuine person.
What does it feel like to be able to create and not? I don't want to say not try, because that's not the way but to know that it's just you being authentically you, and also having a like-minded, partner on a song like this. That it's just like you guys just vibe, and that's how it came together.
You know, sometimes when you I don't feel like I necessarily make music from a place of strategy, like I'm strategic.
Yeah.
I'm strategically thinking, let me do this and that and blah, blah, blah. I'm kind of just like doing my own thing. And I feel like, as it goes on, you make music based on how you're feeling. So sometimes you don't feel it or sometimes you do. So I feel like it's really interesting when you can collaborate and it comes out as something that you both like or both are proud of, because every song is not the song, So it's like,
when you're
to actually like something,
you're chasing the song. That's when it gets convoluted, and then maybe that's successful,
right?
But then you're following that path that has nothing to do with what your heart is,
right?
And then that's where the sophomore album to happen. It's less like art. No,
it's more like a product, less like an art.
No, we're not products,
right?
No, we are real life, breathing organisms.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hence the science behind it. Damn it, the real science behind it. Some more shows. You're gonna be in Central Park. We're talking Global Citizen Festival.
That's so crazy to me.
So, okay, there we go. I mean, talking The Weeknd, Shakira,
yes.
Hugh Jackman.
I know.
You.
Tyler.
Yeah, Make Me Sweat.
Yes, love that song.
Yeah, we love that. Oh, come on now.
That was a good one.
Yeah. And I just got a chance to talk to Wizzy MC the other day, and we were talking about their class, all that stuff. But to be there and to know that this is something that's bigger than music, Global Citizen Festival, to know that your name is on that poster. You have those pinch me moments still?
I think it's just like, wow, they chose me. Like, it's so many people they could have called and asked, but they asked me, And I feel like it's the lineup is a small lineup, but an impactful lineup. So I feel like in comparison to other festivals, well, first of all, obviously has totally different message or intention behind this particular festival.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like it's way more... it packs a punch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we're trying to help eradicate and get rid of global poverty. Like, this is standing on 10 toes for what the meaning is. And for you to be on that short list, congratulations. I definitely want to hand you your flowers there.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And I went to a Global Citizens Fest a few years ago. I've only been to one. And I think Rihanna was the headliner, if I'm not mistaken.
Listen, all right, so I'm going to get into that in a second. Rihanna, and yeah, that's your girl.
I hope that is my girl.
We're going to try to manifest it. We're going to continue to manifest that for you.
Hey, man.
Before we get there, I got a couple more. I want to talk about the design, the importance, the meaning behind the all pink and the female soldiers standing tall and strong at salute. You're someone who has been creative for your entire career. Been a part of that and making sure that it was every bit you. What's the message that you're hoping that fans take from that?
So the toy soldier is really just indicative of fighting for love. That's what it is. It's just, I put the pink to just romanticize it a little bit and just throw in a little bit of myself, I guess, you know. But the soldier itself is more like, some people regard you as a toy, or they don't take you serious, even though you represent something extremely important, especially to you. You know, you're fighting for that, you're living for that, you're dying for it. Yeah. You know, so I think you can be toyed around with sometimes when that's your take on life, or you're not prioritizing certain things like money, power, and respect. It's like, you know, it's not all about that. It's more like you think about something else. And so I think it can be taken as a joke. Okay. Yeah. But we ain't playing games.
I'm not. Not one bit.
Right.
The last question, we gotta talk Rihanna. Burning Blue, we know all that. That's an amazing record in its own right. But her covering, I mean, just gosh, the way that people again go into your creativity, and it's a story that you wrote, catching a vibe. But then people started to interpret it the way that's the power of music,
right?
And then it reaches someone like Rihanna, and then you freak out a little bit. So I want to throw this one question here. You like kids, and I think we all know, anyone who knows it, you know, the pediatric anesthesiology was going to be. So, but if Rihanna asked you, you're like, hey, let's hop on this song right here, but I need you to babysit the kids for a week.
I would babysit them.
I couldn't even finish the question.
Baby, first of all, I want kids. You know what I'm saying? And I do feel like it's interesting being around children because you just learn so much. I have learned a lot from being around children, like more about myself than about kids in general. You know, I feel like they teach you things.
Okay.
So I would love to babysit anybody, any of my friends who have babies. I can't wait. I'll be calling them, hey, drop that baby off.
I got some nieces and nephews.
Oh my gosh.
Nora's bad. She's wild. Yeah, she's 3.
You know, the bad kids, you just pick their brain a little bit.
She is smart.
Right.
She is super brilliant.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
They like that.
She knows what she's doing. And that's, she knows. Oh, damn. Now I'm starting to think all the stuff that I done bought her, it's because I got played.
Right.
By a 3-year-old.
Well, you know, you can entertain them. Maybe put the Smurfs movie on. Shout out to Rihanna and that. Okay. I'll play that. I'm sure that if her kids sit around and listen to her all day, I'm sure they would like to hear her on the TV. That's probably a really interesting experience, you know. And
oh, man. I got to say, this is something that we're going to put in the atmosphere. It'll happen, but why it's going to happen is because you continue to do all the right things to grow into the powerful, the strong woman and singer-songwriter who you are. Thank you. So, and I mean that. So from your time that you spent here in New York City to thinking, you know what, my life has a different path, we as fans are glad that you chose that and you followed your heart that way.
Thank you.
For real, for real.
Thank you.
I mean that. So the album on the 22nd, we finna find out what is really about these 10 songs.
Yes.
And the world cannot wait. But until then, my friend Steph, she knows in the room, you Maxwell approved with this Is It a Crime, damn it. That song has been on repeat for your boy. So yeah, let me just go ahead and say one-time round of applause for Mariah the Scientist. Thank you for the conversation, love.
No, thanks for having me.